I've dated insecure people before, but Ava was different. Her insecurity didn't look like clinginess or softness. It came wrapped in sarcasm, bravado, and that specific brand of, I'm better than everyone, humor that's only funny when the person saying it isn't aiming it at you. We'd been together for almost a year. Not perfect, but stable enough. We lived separately. Both worked full-time. Both had our friend circles. Argued sometimes, but nothing alarming. At least, that's what I thought. The night everything cracked open was a Thursday. We were at her place, sitting on opposite ends of her couch, me scrolling through work emails, her scrolling through TikTok like it was an Olympic sport. She suddenly laughed, loud and sharp. "What?" I asked. "Nothing," she said, still smiling. "This guy just sent me a voice note. He's ridiculous." I blinked. "A guy." She waved her hand. "Relax. I get messages. It's normal." I didn't react. At least I don't think I did. I just went back to my emails. Then she added, I am talking to other guys." Obviously. I froze. "Obviously." She chuckled, that bored, dismissive kind of chuckle she used when she wanted to make me feel small. "Come on," she said. "You're not seriously telling me you thought you were my only option?" Her tone was light, joking, melodic. Her eyes were dead serious. "You're talking to other people?" I asked quietly. She shrugged, still looking at her phone. "Yeah, I'm not going to limit myself. Especially when you're not even my best option." She said it like she was commenting on the weather. Something inside me went very, very still. Like a switch flipping. Like my body understood something before my brain did. I waited for her to laugh again. To say she was kidding. To soften. To look at me. To show even a shred of concern. But she didn't look up. She didn't take it back. She didn't even pause. That's when it hit me. She wasn't joking. She just didn't think I'd leave. So I stood up. She looked up then, confused. "Oh my God, are you seriously mad?" "Babe, I'm just." I didn't answer. I grabbed my jacket from the back of her chair, slipped on my shoes, took my keys from the bowl next to her door. She sat up straight. "Wait, wait, wait, where are you going?" I opened the door. "Away," I said simply. She sprung off the couch and rushed toward me, finally panicking. "Babe, stop. You're overreacting. It was a joke. Come on, don't be weird." I looked at her, really looked. The confusion, the fear, the disbelief that I wasn't playing along with her script. "No," I said. "You weren't joking." For the first time that night, she didn't have a comeback. "I'm not going to be one of your options," I added. "You want to talk to other people? Great. Now you can do it as a single woman." Her face went blank. I closed the door behind me. As I walked down the hallway, her voice cracked through it like a desperate echo. "Can you please stop being dramatic?" I didn't stop. I didn't look back. And that simple act, walking away without shouting, without begging, without collapsing under the weight of her ego, was apparently the most dramatic thing I'd ever done in her eyes. Because within 24 hours, everything in her life started to fall apart in ways neither of us saw coming. When I walked out of Ava's apartment, I thought the fallout would be simple. She'd send a few angry texts, maybe post something cryptic on Instagram about men being sensitive, then go find a new ego battery to plug into. That's who she was. Or at least who she pretended to be. Instead, the first sign something was off came the next morning. A message from her coworker, someone I barely knew except for a couple office dinners. Coworker: "Hey, I know this is random, but Ava didn't show up today. Everything okay?" I stared at it. Me: "No idea. We're not together anymore." 2 minutes later. Coworker: "Oh, that explains a lot. She came in late 3 times this week and stormed out yesterday after arguing with our supervisor." Ava hadn't mentioned any of that. Not unusual. She never talked about problems unless she needed sympathy. But the timing felt strange. I responded with the simplest truth. Me: "Sorry, can't help." I put the phone down and didn't think about it for a while, until my phone buzzed again. This time, from Liam, a mutual friend. "Liam: Dude, did you actually leave her? Like for real?" Me: "Yes." Liam: "She's telling everyone it was because she made a joke, and you overreacted." There it was. Predictable. Rewritten. Sanitized. But Liam wasn't done. Liam: "Also, she said you were insecure and jealous. That you couldn't handle her personality." I almost laughed. Ava's personality was never the issue. Her entitlement was. Before I could reply, another message came in. Liam: "Between us, I think she thought those guys she flirted with were going to actually want her. They didn't. At all." He added a screenshot from one of them, apparently one she'd been messaging. It read, "You're funny, but I'm not getting involved with someone who has a boyfriend. I don't do drama." She had replied, "I don't anymore," smirking face. And he had answered, "Still no." That stung her, not me, because her entire persona was built on the fantasy that she had endless options. But reality? Most people like flirting attention, not commitment. 2 hours later, Ava finally texted me. No greeting. No apology. Just, "Ava, are you seriously ignoring me?" Then, "Ava, it was a joke. You know I didn't mean it literally." Then, "Ava, why are you acting like I cheated? I didn't do anything wrong." I didn't answer. I didn't know her a debate. Around 7 p.m., Liam called me. He never calls. "Man," he said immediately, "she's spiraling." "How bad?" I asked. "She told a group of us that she was testing you, and you failed the test." I snorted. "Sure." And then, he continued, "When no one backed her up, she got pissed and left. She said something about people not understanding her humor." I could picture it perfectly. Ava standing in front of her audience, expecting applause and getting silence instead. But the real hit came the next day. Her coworker messaged me again. "Coworker, she got sent home today. HR meeting on Monday. It's bad." I didn't ask for details. Didn't want to get involved. But the picture was becoming clearer. She'd been distracted at work, snapping at people, missing deadlines. And when the breakup hit, she finally cracked the rest of the way. And then Friday night came. My phone buzzed at 1:13 a.m. A picture. Her, sitting on her kitchen floor, mascara streaked. Then a message. "Ava, everyone's against me now. Congratulations. Are you happy?" Then another. "Ava, you ruined my life over one joke. You know I didn't mean any of it. Please just talk to me." I didn't reply. Because here's the thing. People don't accidentally reveal contempt. They don't joke about ranking you below strangers unless the thought has been simmering there for a long, long time. This wasn't a moment of bad humor. It was honesty slipping through a cracked filter. By Sunday, news reached me from 3 different people. Ava had been fired. Apparently, her attitude issues weren't new. The breakup just fractured the mask she wore at work. She had no job, no boyfriend, no backup options, no audience validating her narrative. So she did what people like her always do. She rewrote the story. "She's telling everyone," Liam said over the phone, "that you left because you're emotionally fragile." I laughed. "And she says it was all a joke," he added. "That she's the victim because you embarrassed her." Of course she did. I didn't correct anyone. I didn't defend myself. I didn't share screenshots. I didn't expose her. I just lived my life. People who know me know the truth. People who believe her weren't my friends to begin with. But deep down, Ava knew exactly why her world was collapsing. She'd built it on the assumption that she was untouchable, that she could say anything, do anything, and I'd still sit there like a safety net. When I removed myself, the entire structure fell, and she still called it a joke. Update point: 3 weeks passed after I walked out of her apartment without raising my voice, without arguing, without asking her to explain herself. She said I wasn't her best option, so I left her to go look for one. I didn't block her. I didn't need to. Silence works better than any speech. But she didn't stay silent. It started small. A missed call here, a random text there. I ignored all of it. Then her friends began watching my stories. Then she started watching them from a burner account. Then 2 burner accounts. The joke? I wasn't even posting anything special. Just the gym, work, hanging out with people who actually respect me. But she noticed something else. I looked calm. I looked happy. I looked like someone who finally dropped dead weight. Last week, one of our mutual friends slipped up and told me the truth. She said she doesn't understand how you moved on so fast. She thought you'd come running back. Of course she did. Women like her don't want you. They just don't want you to be wanted by anyone else. Then yesterday, out of nowhere around midnight, she sent the first real message I'd gotten from her since everything blew up. Look, I wasn't serious about what I said. I was drunk. You know it was a joke. But she didn't stop there. 20 minutes later, she followed with, "I miss how stable things felt with you." That's when it hit me. She never wanted me back. She wanted the comfort, the security, the steady life she thought would always be waiting behind her. Because since I left, nothing in her life stayed stable. No job. No guy sticking around longer than 3 days. No backup plans working. But me? I didn't collapse without her. I got better. And she absolutely hates that final update that I wasn't planning to respond. Honestly, I thought ignoring her would be the cleanest ending. But after her midnight, it was just a joke. Texts kept coming all week. After the emotional paragraphs, the guilt trips, the I miss you, the I messed up, the sudden claims that she'd changed. I realized something. She wasn't apologizing. She was negotiating. Negotiating to get her old life back, the one where I paid the emotional rent while she window shopped for better options. So on Friday night, after her fifth long message of the day, I finally replied. Just one line. You were right. I wasn't your best option. But losing me made you lose all your options. I didn't block her. I simply muted the conversation, set the phone down, and went back to what I was doing, cooking dinner with someone who actually respects me. Because yes, I moved on. She, on the other hand, was still falling apart. A few days later, a mutual friend gave me the full story. Her best options, all gone. Every guy she flirted with moved on to someone else the minute things got complicated. The new job she thought she'd land? Rejected. The roommate she was counting on to split rent? Backed out. The lifestyle she thought she deserved? Poof. People like her don't fall suddenly. They crumble slowly. Piece by piece. Excuse by excuse. Joke by joke. And the last piece dropped when she finally sent this. Can we talk? I really want to try again, please. I typed my response carefully. No anger. No swearing. No long explanations. Just the closure she never gave me. No, I'm not interested in jokes anymore. I hit send, muted the chat forever, and walked away from the past like it was nothing more than a door I'd already closed. She lost me. I gained myself. And that's the real ending.